Oh, this is just too dark, isn't it? Is it? It's quite dark. I should get my studio light out. But I can't be bothered. Okay, I'm gonna get it and stop being a lazy bitch. Hello everyone, my name is Olivia and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with another book related video. I do apologise if you're not the biggest fan of these because I feel like it's all I've kind of been doing at the moment. That is because I love doing them, but also I'm kind of struggling for ideas. I would love to be making more like foodie videos because I'm a big foodie myself. So I'd definitely like to do more mukbangs, maybe feature my sister, my friends, maybe do some more vegetarian what I eat in a days. You will have to let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Might also do vloggy style videos, that could be fun. Because most of my weekends at the moment are pretty jam-packed. So yeah, like I said, today is another bookie video. Bookish. And it is actually the, what's it called? Hang on a moment. It is the, what is it called? Hang on. Mid-year book freakout tag. Because we are very fastly approaching middle of the year, which will be the 1st of July, I think. Yeah, because obviously 6 months gone, 6 months to go. So yeah, we are very fastly approaching the 1st of July, which is going to be the middle of the year. So I thought this was a perfect time to do this one. Next week I'm probably going to have to do my reading wrap up. So yeah, this is kind of the best chance to get it in. So yeah, this video obviously and next week's video will be bookish, so I do apologise for that. But after that I will try and get in some other types of videos to kind of spice it up a bit. I'm going to be answering these questions. I literally have just found these off someone's blog. I have looked at them already because I've had to kind of prepare the books I'm going to have to be speaking about. Hang on, I just need to point something out because I haven't actually addressed it. I got my nose pierced. I don't know if you can actually see it, but I actually really want to put a hoop in it, but the piercing place I went to wouldn't put in hoops straight away because they get more infected. So I've just got a stud at the moment, but in a couple of weeks I can take it out and have a hoop there. But yeah, nose pierced. We love to see it. Number 1, best book you've read so far in 2020. Okay, well this is gonna come to no shocker to anyone. Hang on, where is it? That is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. Oh my goodness, this book has my entire heart. It is just the most incredible book I've ever read and probably ever will read. And yeah, usually I'm not one for huge books like this. Usually I prefer like 250, 300 pages because they're short and snappy. But this one I think is 720. Well, the UK version anyway. I think the American one is slightly more pages. Yeah, it's 720 this one. Oh, I love how I knew that exactly. But yeah, I just couldn't get enough of this one. By the end of it I wished it was longer. I have talked about this already in another video, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But yeah, this book, I don't want to recommend it to you guys because it is very explicit with the content matter, but wow, best characters, best, I was going to say best plot. There's not too much of a plot, but just I couldn't stop reading. That's what I'm going to say about that. Best sequel you've read so far in 2020. So I actually have only read one, therefore that is the one I'm going to have to talk about. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the only sequel. I'm not hugely into book series. I usually prefer standalones. Siege and Storm, which is part of the Shadow and Bone trilogy. Obviously I've only read the second one. I still need to read the third. This was really good fun. The characters are amazing, really well developed, and I just think this series is, like I said, just a great bit of fun. I personally love me some really serious, heart-wrenching books, but then when sometimes you're just in the mood for a bit of young adult fantasy, and this really fills that void in my heart. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving this series, and I really need to crack on and finish it. I do also have the what's it called, what's the book called, not Crooked Kingdom, the first one, I can't remember what it's called for some reason. Six of Crows. Yeah, I've got that one on my shelves, which I also need to read, but I don't actually own Ruin and Rising, so I need to get hold of that so then I can watch the Netflix series. But yeah, this is great fun. New release you haven't read yet but want to. I feel like I'm probably about 6 months late with most trends, but one newish release I need to get along and read is the new Beth O'Leary one. It's The Road Trip. Yeah, I really want to read that one because her other book, well, The Flat Share, I absolutely loved. The Switch I liked as well, it was a bit of fun but not so much, but The Road Trip I definitely do want to crack on and read. So yeah, I think that was April or May, so relatively new but not that new. Like I said, I'm not usually in the loop with new releases. I kind of just read what I want when I want. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Okay, I 100% know this one already. Again, we are back to the fantasy. I've got the first one here to show you. Obviously I can't show you the second one yet because it's not out, but 100% it's got to be the second book in the Raybearer series. Oh my god, this book, this is 100% my favourite fantasy I've ever read. Ever, yeah. I think the second book, what was it called again? Raybearer, Redemptor? Yeah, I think it's Redemptor. So Redemptor comes out, I think the 17th of August. I could have completely made that date up, but I feel like it is the 17th. Might be. But yeah, oh my god, this book was incredible, and the second book, I can only imagine how much fun it's going to be. I say fun, there was a lot of heartbreaking scenes in this one, but on the whole it was a lot of fun. And Teresa's character, she's definitely up there for one of my favourite characters this year. It did end on a bit of a cliffhanger, so I'm very intrigued to see kind of where that goes. Biggest disappointment. Okay, so I mean, the worst book I've read this year has been a 1-star, but I wouldn't really say that's the biggest disappointment because I didn't really have much of an expectation going into it. So I'm gonna actually go for a 3-star read, which isn't technically a bad read, but still not really, you know, I would have liked it to be a 5-star read because I'd heard so, like, literally everyone else has rated this 4 or 5 stars, so I kind of felt a bit left out. So yeah, for the biggest disappointment, I'm actually going to go for Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Like I said, I didn't badly rate this one. It was a 3-star read, so I still had fun with it and I still enjoyed it for the most part. But yeah, I was just hoping this would be a 5-star read. Because, you know, it's 1980s pop culture. I thought that would really be my jam. I'm such an 80s fiend. But yeah, for me, I just felt very excluded, and a lot of the references weren't something I was particularly knowledgeable on. Like, most of it was video games, so I kind of just, like I said, I just felt a little bit left out. And the main character, I didn't particularly like him at all. I thought he was a bit not arrogant, maybe a bit arrogant. I don't know, I just found the main characters quite unlikable. The general plot of this was a lot of fun, but yeah, that it was quite problematic for me anyway. So yeah, I would say this was definitely the biggest disappointment for me. Even though I still enjoyed it to a certain extent, it just, yeah, wasn't quite up to my expectation. Biggest surprise. So I don't know if that is in terms of good or bad. I've picked a good book. We are going to go with, for biggest surprise, Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Oh my god, this was 100%, this is 100% going to be in my top 10 books of the year. I really was expecting it to be a sort of, well, it was a murder mystery, but there was so much more to it than that. It was a coming of age, and it was highly emotional, and the main character, Kaya, I just honestly felt like I was growing up with her. I mean, obviously I'm grown up, I'm 19, nearly 20, but I just really felt like I was was like rooting for her the whole way. Like when she was growing up, she literally has to fend for herself from the age of about 7, I think. And honestly, the plot of this, I just couldn't get enough of it, honestly. I really liked the fact that there was like dual timelines and it kept switching between Kaya's childhood, and then it went forward in time with the whole murder mystery plot. Obviously, if you've not read this, then you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Favourite new author, debut or new to you? So I'm actually going to go with new to me. And for author, it has to be this woman, Colleen Hoover. I've only read 2 of her books actually, this being one of them and the other one being Layla. But I cannot fault this lady's writing. This book, I thought it would be like a light-hearted romance, but oh my gosh, completely turned on its head. And I think the reason it spoke to me so much is because of her writing. She just really has a way with her words, and I cannot wait to read more of Colleen's books. She has quite a few different romances that have kind of got a bit more of a dark tinge to them. They're not quite so fluffy as, you know, Beth O'Leary for example, but yeah, honestly, Colleen's writing, it blew me away. Another writer that was a debut, I'm going to speak about briefly, is Jordan Ifueko. Like I said, this has been my favourite fantasy of the year and I cannot fault this book. So yeah, Colleen and Jordan are definitely 2 authors which I need to read more of. Obviously this is Jordan's first book, but I feel like I'm definitely gonna get along well with future books to come. Newest fictional crush. Okay, that's a tough one, you know. I have a few, but I think I'm gonna go for, oh, what is his name actually? He's really made an impression. I think I'm gonna go for Nikolai from Siege and Storm. I just really got along with his character. I definitely prefer Nikolai to Mao. In the first book, Shadow and Bone, I did have a bit of a crush on the Darkling, but kind of, if you read the books, that definitely went out the window. But yeah, I would say book 1, The Darkling, book 2, Nikolai. Book that made you cry. Obviously A Little Life is the main one, but another one, where is it? I threw it on the bed somewhere. Where is it? I'm not going to talk about this too much because I did actually read this month, so it's going to be in my reading wrap up. But the most recent book that's made me cry is actually We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I was going Scottish then. E. Lockhart, We Were Liars. Yeah, this is the most recent book that I cried at. I don't want to talk about it because, like I said, it's going to be in my reading wrap up. But yeah, the book I cried at the most though was obviously A Little Life. But yeah, I did definitely cry at this one as well. So to be fair, I've cried at quite a few books this year. So yeah, that's definitely not all there is to that. Next one, book that made you happy. Okay, so I've actually picked, obviously every book I read pretty much makes me happy. Even sad books make me happy because I just am so, you know, absorbed by the storyline. But yeah, I would say the one I felt most happy when reading was probably Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. This is just, I mean, I think it was technically set to be a children's book, but I think adults can have just as much fun reading this one. Obviously it's the story of the 4 sisters, Meg, Jo, Amy and Beth. And like I said, I'm not going to talk about the plot of these books because I don't want to be here all day, and I do have the tendency to sit and talk about books for 40 minutes. But yeah, honestly, it's just such a feel-good book. Every chapter kind of has a moral to the story, and I honestly wish I had read this about 10 years ago because it just would have taught me so many things. There was 2 parts actually in this book that I did cry. If you've read the book then you will know, but for the most part I read this with a smile on my face. There is 3 more questions and I'm going to try and be quick with them so I am not late to pick my friends up. The most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received. I've gone for, oh, ow, God, I've got a belt on and that really just dug into my stomach, ouch. I've gone for my copy of Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This is one of the Penguin Deluxe books, which is a bit more expensive, but honestly, in my opinion, they are so worth it. This Little Women is also a Penguin Deluxe, but I don't quite like that one as much. It's still beautiful, but this one, honestly, yeah, this is definitely the most beautiful book I own. I'm going to try and show it a bit better. I don't know if it's... There's a bit of gold foiling on there. And then on the back, we've also got Jane as a young girl. It's just the most beautiful copy. With these Penguin Deluxe ones, you've also got these like French flaps, I think they're called. So yeah, it's just the most beautiful book, definitely, I own. So yeah, a bit more pricey than your standard book, but definitely worth it in my opinion. And sometimes it's just nice to treat yourself to a nice copy of a book. Obviously there are hundreds of copies of Jane Eyre out there, but this is definitely the most beautiful one I've come across. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? So it says books, so I'm gonna go for 3. So first one obviously being Ruin and Rising, which is the 3rd book in the Grishaverse. I definitely need to get on and read that. And then I've also picked 2 other books which I desperately want to read by the end of the year. So we've got The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Oh my god, the hype around this book is just out of this world. I don't know why I've not read it. I'm kind of scared that I'm not gonna like it as much as other people. So I can't join in on the hype. But yeah, I definitely need to get around to reading this one. And I will 100% do it by the end of the year. Come on, I've got 6 months. I will do it. Thirdly is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I just feel like this book is really going to be my cup of tea. It is like the dark academia. And that is a genre I just really enjoy. Like I said, I'm very much into my dark books. So I just really think, from what I've heard of that one, I just really think I'm going to get on with it. And then I think there's one more question. Favourite book to movie / TV show adaptation you've seen this year? Okay, that is a really easy one for me. It has got to be Normal People by Sally Rooney. So the book I didn't actually... I mean, I gave it 3 stars. I wasn't 100% sure how I felt once I'd finished this book. But the TV show, however, I absolutely loved. And Connell, I can't remember the actor's name who plays Connell, but oh my gosh, he did an incredible job at Connell. Obviously Daisy Edgar Jones, I think her name, she did an amazing Marianne, but I think I drift slightly towards Connell a bit more. It goes so in detail with the subjects talked about in the book, obviously, because I think there's, is there 8 or 10 episodes, or even 12? I just can't, no, there's definitely more than 8. I think it's 10 or 12 episodes in the series, so it can really go in detail, because obviously it's not much of a long book. Each episode is about 20 minutes, so yeah, it goes quite into detail, which I really enjoyed. And I just preferred, obviously, because of what goes on in the book, the writing is so chaotic, but obviously on screen it's not going to be quite so chaotic. Okay, that is it. That is my mid-year book freakout tag. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know some of the answers to your questions. I'd be really interested to see, obviously, some of the best books you've read, some of your disappointments, some of your favourite characters. I would love to hear it, so do let me know in the comments, and also let me know what type of videos you'd be up to seeing. If you'd maybe like more foodie videos, videos with my friends, family, do let me know. I would really appreciate that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you next week with another one. Bye guys. You gonna say bye, Bella? Hey Mum, let me say bye. Oh my god, I just realised I need to leave the house in 10 minutes. Say bye, Bella. Good girl. Toodles.